Reading from the Japa Reform Notebook by His Holiness Satsarup Das Goswami Maharaj. Our whole conclusion, our proof is Shabda Brahma, the scriptures, and we should never speculate on or minimize them. But neither should I just respect the scriptures by keeping them in a glass museum case. They have to be regularly heard. Not minimize the scriptures means that you study them, hear from them, without speculation but with submission and inquiry. If doubts arise, regularly reading and hearing from Shastra is the best way to remove these doubts. It is very important. So, along with chanting, we have to hear from these books so that we can become competent preachers and combat our own doubts because everything is based on the authority of the scripture. We stand by the truth of Shastra.
Respect for the scripture is absolutely necessary, but respect alone is not enough, because that respect will remain as a mere sentiment towards the scriptures, and the scriptures will not be able to act on our heart, cleanse our heart, and cleanse our mind and intelligence, and elevate us to the point of clear-cut discrimination power. Unless we regularly read them, hear them, and contemplate on the message that is heard, see its applicability over personal lives, and see its applicability in the modern times, and see what action has to be taken in our lives to modify our current habits, and then apply those action points in our life to make our life spiritually better and better. Otherwise, the scripture will just remain like a beautiful decoration with flowers. That's all. Just like when Chitraketu Maharaj first received Angira Muni in his palace, definitely he was highly respectful. He made the rishi sit on an elevated seat. He sat down in a crouched posture, it is said, in a very humble mood. He offered a garland to the rishi and spoke very polite and sweet words. Everything was perfect except one very important thing. He was not in a mood to receive any wisdom from the sage. He was not in a mood to inquire anything spiritually. His mind was stuck in material plan making. He wanted a child, and he was in no mood to hear any spiritual sermons. And this is the situation of modern day pious materialists also. They oftentimes are respectful to sadhus. They even offer a donation. They once in a blue moon they visit the temple, and they simply want ashirvad from the saintly people for fanning their material life and make it more and more pleasurable, enjoyable. They want their sons and daughters to be blessed to go abroad. They want their business to flourish with multiplication of their bank balance. They want good health, and they want better facilities, and they want comfort and luxuries in life. And they simply want the sadhus to accept a donation and keep quiet, just giving ashirvad. So, just as people can underuse the advantage of a saintly person by demanding material facilities from him, in the same manner, we can underuse the scriptures by keeping them on a sacred altar and offering them flowers and bowing down to them daily, which is not a bad idea, but it is an underutilization of the scripture. The scripture should be read and heard and contemplated, and ultimately leading to the cleansing of the heart, and getting a very clear-cut vision of one's spiritual life. What is there in the letters in the scriptures should become a living principle in the life of a practitioner. Therefore, there is a book Bhagavat, there is a person Bhagavat also. Prabhupada writes about both. So Prabhupada says a person Bhagavat is better than book Bhagavat. He says, why? Because a person Bhagavat can twist our ears when we go wrong. A book Bhagavat will speak the truth and keep quiet. You will have to follow the path. Therefore, book Bhagavat is a person who is a walking, talking scripture. He is a living scripture. He breathes the scripture. For him, scripture is like the pran, his very life air. At every moment, he doesn't budge 1 inch this side or that side from the scripture. So the word sadhavaha means one who performs the sadhana and one who walks his life exactly in line with the principles given in the scripture. So that is what is expected of a true practitioner. And such a lifestyle based on the railway line laid by the scriptures, which is earlier walked by the Mahajanas, that is the safest for a practicing devotee, and there is no possibility of any fall down. Yanastaya naro rajanna pramadyeta karhichit davan mun milyavane tre napatetna skaledha. This verse says actually one should walk in the footsteps of the Mahajanas, guided, those who are guiding the whole parampara. So in this way, walking in their footsteps, if one is an illiterate, one may not be able to study the scriptures. One has to then follow the Guru by hearing his teachings. But one who is a literate, if he has the eyes, but he does not read the scriptures, then the eyes are compared to wounds, 2 wounds on the face. If one does not read and hear and apply it in one's life. So, such reading and application, along with chanting of the holy name, will produce the desired result of Krishna Prema very soon for a very sincere sadhaka. Harinam Prabhu ki